Welcome back to the Tech Coach Corner YouTube series presented by Dyknow. I'm Tiara Lustig, your host, and today we have a great conversation with Bruce Reicher about back-to-school tech tools that teachers should all know about when going back to school. So it's not necessarily back-to-school season yet, but I think as teachers are getting acclimated to a new semester and new learning environments, it's a great time to learn about the technology tools that can help them go back to a new semester, as well as be aware of those as they're planning for back to school after the summer months. So it's a great conversation. Can't wait for you all to hear it. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to Dyknow's YouTube channel so that you never miss an episode that we're putting out. And go ahead and follow us on all of our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, we're everywhere. So go ahead and give us a follow and engage with us. We'd love to start a conversation with you, learn about what you're passionate about, and even have you on as a guest on Tech Coach Corner or our Tackling Tech podcast. So go ahead and follow us there. I think that's all I have to plug today. So without further ado, let's jump into our conversation with Bruce. Welcome back to Tech Coach Corner, everyone. I'm Tiara, your host, and today I'm joined by Bruce Reicher. Bruce, do you want to give a brief introduction to yourself before we get started?
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me. I've been an educator for 25 years. And the past 14 years, I've been a middle school technology teacher in northern New Jersey, right outside of New York City. And I teach Google tools in 6th grade, 7th grade Python coding, and 8th grade video production.
Awesome. Well, we are excited to have you. We worked with you on the Tackling Tech podcast. A lot of what you talked about there was in regard to your media classes and things like that. Today, I think we want to jump into technology tools and specifically technology tools going back to school. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on maybe your favorite technology tools, what technology tools you've seen colleagues are beginning to use more of going back to school, and maybe any remote learning tools that you found were really great during remote learning and want to bring into the classroom.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm happy to share. And the first thing I would tell people is don't get overwhelmed. Every single tool was free. Everybody tried all these different tools. And I think for a lot of educators, if you were to do like a screencast, for example, it's just easier to say, this is the one tool we're using instead of pick one out of the 10. So with that being said, I have a big 3, and now I've kind of added a 4th one. So these are my 4 tools, for back to school. Number 1 would definitely be WeVideo. The reason why I like WeVideo is it works on any device, so it's not device dependent, and you could do it any place. So on your phone, iPad, Chromebook, whatever it may be, it will work on everything, and it could be the one program that you use, software program, that you can make videos, you can make screencasts, you can make podcasts, you could make animated GIFs or GIFs, whatever you would like to say. And you could also make memes, and it has templates, and it's all built into one place. And whether you're a Microsoft school or Google school, it works and talks perfectly in those systems. So WeVideo is one. My second one is Wakelet, which is a curation site, meaning that you could put all your things in one place. In the beginning, a lot of people put their websites in one place in collections, but it's a little bit more than that because you could put PDFs, YouTube videos. Flipgrid is built into it. You could do Flipgrid shorts up to 10 minutes. You can upload from your Drive or from Microsoft Drive right into your Wakelet collection. And the thing I like about Wakelet is everything is in one place. And again, it's not device dependent, that I could log into my Wakelet from any place. Especially I like on my phone, whenever I find things to bookmark, I could put them in a collection, put them in a folder, and then make all those folders public. The other terrific thing is students can go in and they can create their own collections if they're over the age of 13. If they're under 13, you give them a code and then they go into a folder that you create. And it's just a great way to share information. And one of the underrated things I think in Wakelet is it's a searchable database too. So you have, millions of teachers who are using Wakelet. If I need to find something on ADD, whatever the topic may be, I could search the database of all these educators, and it's a little bit more refined than just doing a Google search because I know that the educators have gone and they've built, those boards. So my second one is Wakelet. Third one would be Google Tools or Microsoft Tools, depending on whatever your school has, is take advantage of those tools of Google Docs, Google Slides, Gmail, Calendar, just the basic tools. I know there's a lot of different Google tools, but I usually just use 2 or 3 of them, and that will suffice for sharing, which most people know. But you could share in real time with all these Google tools, and students remotely could be working together and editing together, for example, a doc. And then my final tool, which is a new one for me, and I'm still learning, is Book Creator. Now, Book Creator was only on an iPad for a long time, and when I first saw it, it's comic booky, and I always thought that it would only be for like elementary, maybe K through 6 grades. And then 2 years later, 2 years ago, I had learned it a little bit on the iPad, and now in 2020, I look and I see all these fantastic books that tech trainers are doing. So they put something like WeVideo or Wakelet into a comic book. They have videos, they have audio, it reads in any language. You could put like POW and make it like a comic book. And what's terrific now is it will work on a desktop or a laptop computer. So you can do everything multimedia in a really fun way with Book Creator. So that's my 4th one that I'm adding, for this year. And it does make a difference. I've seen a lot of these training books, and you get a little bit more involved just with the colors, and it looks, like a comic book. There's a great teacher, Christina Holweiss, who's a media teacher in Syosset, New York, in Long Island. And what she did, which is very creative, is she created something called the Epic Book of Apps for this year, 2021 school year. I was one of 50 educators who wrote 4 or 6 pages on an app and then combined them all. 50 educators, 250 pages later, you have directions to everything written in a fun way. You could hear it, you could listen to it, and it will speak to you in any language. So it's a really powerful tool. They also have great training and customer service, just like Dyknow. They're a great company, Book Creator. So that would be my 4th one. And if you use those 4 tools and nothing else, you would be able to create everything that you needed. And product-wise, you would be able to create anything, either in Google Slides or Google Docs. And those are the only 4 tools that I use. And I know other people have their own. But again, back to the beginning, don't get overwhelmed. You don't have to use 10 or 15 tools in order to succeed with this. Use what your school has and what you know.
Definitely. I think those are great tips, and the theme of not overwhelming yourself, having just what you need in your tool belt, not more than that, I think is a great tip. And I think my takeaway from your 4 favorite tools are every single one of those is a tool that you can use to create and use to enhance lessons. And I think that's so important. Any technology that you're implementing into your classroom should only enhance your lesson. It shouldn't take away or try to do something different. It should really just add to what you're already doing. So I think those are some great tools. We'll link them all so that everyone watching this episode can get them, can look at that book that you were talking about in Book Creator, because I think that'll be really helpful for people. Bruce, where can people find you if they want to engage with you further or learn more from you?
Sure. The easiest way is on Twitter. I'm at B Reicher, Breicher. And I love sharing things and also learning. And I really think Twitter is the best place for PD because you can go and learn something new every single day. And everybody is willing to share, all the educators that are on there. So again, on Twitter, at B Reicher will be the best place to get a hold of me. And if you have a tip, send it my way. And I try to share out as much new information as I can on a daily basis.
Definitely. We just did an episode with Chris Woods, and he said Twitter's the best teacher's lounge you could ever ask for. So I think it's a wealth of knowledge, so many people to engage with. So I'm sure everyone will engage with you. Thank you so much, Bruce, for being with us today.
Thank you.